Welcome back. Today I'm fired up for the morning show because I have here seated. Well, I'm actually fired up not because they are here, but also they've added to my fire. I have been joined in the studios by two of my very, very good friends, Alhaji Naziru Mohammed, as well as Mujib Rahman. Good morning to you, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mujib, you too. Why? The good morning you don't want to respond.
I said good morning, my brother.
I respond well.
Oh, but how?
I love your batakari.
Thank you.
You see, when you're buying the batakari,
I love your time.
Don't buy the batakari for yourself alone.
You sure?
Don't buy the batakari for yourself alone.
No, I always
buy the batakari for all of us. Buy the batakari for all of us.
No problem, my brother. Only problem.
Ghana, you know him, you.
Oh, you know the problem. Only problem.
So you are mobo.
Baby, I am mobo. I'm fire to the castle.
Let's accommodate.
Never you Ghana. Yeah, mobo. Yeah, Ghana. Yeah, mobo. Because my anyamodia. The problem.
Because we know.
Mashallah. Mashallah the brown. I like the crab testify. Taking Ghana level by level. Yeah, Ghana.
The way you are doing it like a Kufade talking.
Exactly.
You know how the president talks.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Fellow Ghanaians.
I hope you watch. You listen to him over the weekend.
Look, the president's eloquence and being a great orator, you can't.
No, you can't challenge that one. No, it's exceptional. And
he's very punchy. He's a politician.
Yeah.
The president is a politician.
No,
I mean, look, I admire him.
4 decades.
Look, I admire him so. I admire him so dearly. I absolutely admire him so dearly. And I think that is a very great communicator. Yeah. You know, he has a way with words and how he's able to make people know, you know, and feel and believe in what he's saying. I mean, I think that's a special quality. Yeah. And I've seen a video.
I said that the boldness and the decisiveness.
I've seen Charlie. It's like today, Soprano wants to come and celebrate CVP here. Hey, sorry. I'm over laughing. You want to use it as an apron? I've seen a video of a little boy who was having a conversation with the grandfather, and the grandfather was narrating the story of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, you know, from whence he started, and you know how he persevered and became a president. I don't know if you have seen that video. Yeah, I found that to be very, very weird. You know why? No. Because the president is in power. Yeah. The video appears to me as a PR person that, you know, you are soliciting for votes from people when you are in opposition. When you're telling the people that this is me, this is what I've done, I've gone through this process, so give me an opportunity to lead you. Yeah. Now you are the president. Yeah. Tell us what you have done. You are showing us video of perseverance. What is perseverance about? About the achievement?
What do you mean by that? But although it's politics we are doing.
So what?
It doesn't mean that the president is now the president. It should just go and sit down.
Dollar.
We have
we know the history already.
It doesn't. You know. Somebody in my area doesn't know. So let us educate.
Why did the people vote for Akufo-Addo?
Oh, but not all Ghanaians voted for Akufo-Addo.
But many Ghanaians voted in excess of 1 million.
So you haven't listened to the campaign manager.
Which campaign manager?
McMenu.
That was.
He said we want to win the election by 1.5 million.
You want to win by 1.5?
1.5 million votes difference.
You see, yes.
So we are taking it to a different level. Oh, quick
commercial break. I've seen some fair quality. No, I'm going to introduce you. Kwame,
let him speak.
You asked him. I mean, the fundamentals.
I was actually
discussed. Yes,
you know what?
Just a word from me.
You know the way he spoke, he has convinced me. You know how he spoke.
Possessive. You know where they are. And they're highly uncomfortable with their position. So they are highly possessive.
Having heard it from an MPP person, I want to use this opportunity once again to thank the communication department of the NDC, led by Sami Jemfi, under the directorship of Kakra Samoa. They say we are persuasive. I mean, we are improving. We are making impact in our area. So I'll thank them for the opportunity they've given us. And above all, much as we are talking about the successes, what the perseverance, what people could do and could not do, what our expectations are, I want to remind all that as we speak, my brother Yusha Uyaro, who sustained injuries during the Ayawaso West Wagon by-election is still at home. We are wondering whether he's going to survive or the leg will be amputated. No. It is a matter that is of great concern because, Kwame, I can tell you that the entire 9 months that his wife got pregnant, he could not see his wife, he could not do anything to her. She was left alone to fend for herself until she gave birth about 3 months ago. Until yet, we don't know the fate of that young man. If Ghanaians are talking about the progress that the Akufo-Addo government have made, let us also remember the minuses that collectively, as we move forward, we can correct them from recurring in our body politics. It is very, very important. As people are touting their success story, I would wish that they will remember to tell the good people of Ghana in all honesty, so they will bring some candor in our politics to say that, look, these are the lapses, but going forward, we are going to put in place A, B, C, D to make it succeed.
Right.
This is my concern.
Right. And we have been joined in the studio by soprano Sapon Sylvester. For the first time, I'm seeing him with his CPP paraphernalia. And only God knows why he has tied it around his neck as though he wore an apron. Soprano.
Yes, sir.
Big guns fell out.
Yes, sir.
At the just ended Congress.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
What are your, for starters, what are your remarks and your general outlook relative to the process?
Well, thank you, Kwame. As you can see, we are so happy. We are elated. The CPP is back. We are back.
Where did they go?
That's a very big question.
We had been floundering, but now we are back. When I say we are back, we have managed to organize for ourselves and for the people of this country a very successful Congress. There was no bribing. It wasn't like the MPP situation where they were spending millions of cedis and parliamentarians. Excuse me. No. I have to tell the Ghanaian people that the CPP is the better alternative. There was no bribery. We don't have a situation where the leader of the party.
Why? Excuse me. Let me. Did you expect that people were going to bribe people?
No, I mean we are the CPP.
But in any case, what is bribe here?
You see, let me tell you something. Let me
make his point.
You see, after the NDC primary, I'm making my point. I have to bring MPP inside because we are damaging the country. This is a political contest we are in.
So you need to do comparative analysis.
Precisely. We had a situation whereby several, lawyers, even within the MPP, who were running for parliamentary seats as parliamentary candidates, potential, were bribing people, and they came out to say that they were bribing people. And Nana Akufo-Addo didn't say anything. He still not said anything. Bribery, openly, under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo's, MPP. So when the CPP manages to do something that is not like that, we have to draw attention of the Ghanaian people. We have to draw attention of the Ghanaian people that, listen, we are not those kinds of people who will be coming to take bribes. When a parliamentary member or somebody who wants to enter parliament takes bribe or pays bribe, you know what he's going to do when he goes to the parliament. You understand? And so we want to draw this point up, make Ghanaians aware that the Convention People's Party, we have arrived. By the grace of God, we had a very successful convention. Or National Congress, forgive me, and we have elected a person with gravitas in the person of Nana Frimpong Sapon Nkrumah. You understand? A woman with substance. Oh yes.
Why? Do we have women in the CPP without substance?
No. All of our women are with substance, but we have repeated it again. We didn't even just do it with Nana Hema, who is very queenly and very presentable for us and can compete with anybody. In fact, we hear that Mr. Freddie Blay is very much quavering in his boots. He escaped ship and went to join Nana Akufo-Addo's MPP. You understand? And now he's very much regretted, we understand. And he's shaking in his boots. You understand? Then even better still, we get as our lead administrator, the person of Nanaya Jantwa. Oh, fantastic. So our party is led by two strong women. You understand? And we want Ghanaians to take note of this, that we, the CPP, we recognize that the women of this country are in the majority and that we will put them first. You understand? So we have Nana Yaa Adjei-Antwi. Our party is poised to take over the reins of government in this country. Nana Yaa Adjei-Antwi and the chairperson and leader, the newly elected, Nana Frimpong, we are, expecting that they will do what they promised and lead us in a modernized way, modernize our party, so that we can really go forth and get at least, we expect to get about 30 to 60 parliamentary seats under the new configuration we have assumed for ourselves. And by the grace of God, we also got Mr. Ivor Greenstreet, who was elected to lead the party.
About your organizer.
Again, I'm not done.
Okay.
It was a whole fresh slate. Moses, you remember, by the grace of God. Moses, you remember, by the grace of God.
What you remember was, you remember gets. What you remember wants, you remember gets. That's the slogan.
Yes.
What you remember wants,
you remember gets.
and what you remember wanted,
he has gotten.
Thank you.
You see, and you remember is loved by the masses of this
sharp guy.
Very sharp guy. This is a very unassuming young man.
As for you, he's assuming.
God bless you, remember.
He's assuming.
But my point is that he's very humble. Absolutely. He shows humility.
Humility doesn't win anything. You see, I don't like that word though.
Humility.
Humble. No.
Well, Kwame, in our
it is only in our cultural settings that people think humility is a good thing.
When I say humility, you see, I'm talking about
that is why we have bootlickers following parties blindly.
But no, Yumambo is no bootlicker. I can tell you that. That's the Yumambo is no bootlicker.
So say he's assertive.
He is assertive, but he is approachable. And he is compassionate.
But being approached doesn't mean you are humble.
No. But he's compassionate. He feels for the people of Ghana. He understands that the most of the population in this country, after 4 years of Nana Akufo-Addo, continue to live in poverty. So the message to the youth of this country, after the CPP successful Congress, Mujid, is this. If you are a young man, if you are listening to me, you are a young lady, ask yourself, some of you are in university, ask yourself, your brother who finished school 10 years ago, has he gotten a job?
No.
Your sister who finished school 7 years ago and is now a baby mama, has he gotten a job? You understand? And you are in third year. And Nana Akufo-Addo has come. 8 years ago, it was President Mahama. He couldn't give your brother a job. 4 years ago, Nana Akufo-Addo, he's not been able to give anybody a job apart from the people close to him. And now the both of them are coming to stand there and tell you, give me a job. I looked at Nana Akufo-Addo this Saturday when he was but just briefly, he was looking so handsome and he was looking so monarchical. And then I remembered 4 years ago. So I want to ask the Ghanaian people, 4 years ago, you gave Nana Akufo-Addo a job. Look at how nice he has become. What about you? Has he given you a job? Are you nice? Can you pay your rent? Can you pay your children's school fees? Are you able to buy food and put it on the table? Are you going to vote for Nana Akufo-Addo and his party of bribery people? Or are you going to give the chance to the Convention People's Party so that we can bring you work and happiness? We are fired up. We are here to win the election and set Ghana on the right path. Finish President Nkrumah and the CPP 7-year development plan so that everybody can have a job, including the MPP people who are so lost.
This one.
Thank you very much,
I'm convinced.
Please come and join the CPP now.
Now I'm not playing. Now I think I want to join the CPP.
CPP.
No, let's proceed.
No.
These are the topics we table for conversation today.
Something small.
U.S. military operations secretly active in almost half of Africa. Says report. The Inside newspaper. The Inside newspaper said that. You want to say
but
minute.
Me, my only one advice to them. I congratulate them for a successful Congress. But the point is, I kept advising high polluting. You see, you have a long way to go in this country. And Kwame, sincerely, I am not happy that these two dominant parties are just interchanging powers. And the only way the CPP, as my good friend this morning, said he's fired up and is articulating, can make a headway with the CPP is to take your unity tendency roster, bring all the Nkrumahs. Look at your numbers.
Yes.
But you are talking of corruption. When you didn't bring people because of COVID. It is done at the regional level. So when you were bringing the people from the villages, you couldn't even organize buses to bring the people. When they came to vote, you didn't give them food. Is that what you are calling bribe?
No. I'm talking about
when you are your candidate
last time around,
and you bring the people from the community to listen to you.
Sure.
So when they are going, so you don't even say, "Oh, this one is for transport. Go back."
You people are the ones.
You don't do that.
Why would you do that? The people are registered members. They love the party. They took their money.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. From here to your party office.
From here to
Yes.
do you want
Let's proceed.
No, that is what he's talking about. Me. With my
if you
money.
want to go to
Kill
the
their mic,
you
eh?
want
Kill
to
their
go
mic.
to the head of CP.
Mujib, stop.
You will
Stop.
get there. But you bribery people.
Mahama says government sudden infrastructure projects all azar. MPP manifesto launch and other related matters. Your policies lack sense, not ours. Akufo-Addo, new crusading guide. And big guns shut down at the just ended CPP Congress. These are the topics that we're going to be discussing today. Now let's kickstart the conversation with the MPP manifesto launch 2020. A launch that was successfully held at Central Region, UCC to be precise, NEC Auditorium. It was attended by party functionaries and leaders of the NPP. It was beautifully organized, very colorful, and you could see that Cape Coast was cladded with black, what's your color again? Blue, white, blue, and what?
The white people's colors.
Mujib, what are your colors again?
Red, white,
red, blue, white. Okay, fantastic. So the whole of Cape Coast was cladded with that. People were cladded with that.
So you don't know. You want to be double sure.
You don't know.
I want to be double sure. Why?
Are you stepping? Don't.
Now, I listened to a few friends speak. One of such is Kwame Owusu, who eloquently and passionately delivered. And I, on any day, will vouch for Kwame Owusu, a very nice young man who has a great and a bright future within this political experiment that we are all engaged in. The person who also spoke is their general secretary in the person of, what's the general secretary's name again? I want to be double sure. Mujib.
But you didn't ask me of Samuel. You're asking me of the name. Stop that, your hypocrisy. No, that's it. Alaji, keep quiet. I know why. I say Alaji, why? Why? Are you on his back to this? What is your problem, Alaji? You know what is your problem? But John Bodu is your friend, so you can quickly tell him. So why are you quiet?
John Bodu also spoke.
But you are closer to him.
John Bodu also spoke. And our very own Fred de Blay also took his turn to speak. And then finally, I think Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Mawabia also spoke. And then our very own, His Excellency, Nana Osiadeyo Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. He also spoke. And like I always say, and I'll continue to say, as for his speeches and the verbose nature of his eloquent delivery.
The speeches, the work.
Why? Can't I say what I want to say? Why you
added?
Work.
Anyway, Akufo-Addo has made so many promises again. Let me first and foremost, Mujib, and I'm starting with you because you are from the MPP. Give me your general assessment of the manifesto launch, and then we get into the nitty-gritties of what transpired. Please.
Yeah, Kwame, thank you very much. As you've said, it was a successful manifesto launch, and as you know, if you are going to the people to ask for their mandate, you have to go with something that you think, if you are given the opportunity and you implement, would uplift the development of this country. So 3.5 years ago, the president was rewarded by the people of Ghana to steer the affairs of this country. And when the president was doing that, he indeed went to the people with the promises. So just like we said, accountability, and there's time for elections is also approaching. So this was in two folds. One, to use the opportunity to showcase and tell the people of Ghana the promise in 2016, some of the promises that the candidate then and the new patriotic party made to the people of Ghana, and what has been achieved so far, were also vigorously attached and articulated to the people of this country. And beyond that, the president also touched very critical, important areas that if you still give me the opportunity, this is what I am going to do. It is not for nothing, Kwame. The manifesto is coined as a leadership of service, protecting our progress and transforming Ghana for all of us. So the successes that have talked so far 3.5 years, it is very important and crucial for Ghanaians to guide against that successes, upon which we can further build on. And that is exactly what the theme of the manifesto is all about. But Kwame, when you go into details of the manifesto, for instance, the president took the opportunity to let us understand in 2017 when he came into office and realizing that the future of this country was actually bleak, then his heart palpitated and by putting the economy back on track. And because of that, some of the president's flagship promises, campaign promises, has been delivered to the people of Ghana. Significant among them is the free senior high school education. Equally significant among them is the planting for food and jobs. Equally significant and critical among them is the saving the energy sector, so that Kwame today Pan-Africa can operate within number of times a month without resorting to use the diesel to power their generator. And the business confidence has improving, and the investor confidence has improving, Kwame. That is the state of Ghana today. And based on all these good works that I've done, which are really glaring in terms of infrastructure, in terms of management of the economy, in terms of managing the energy sector, in terms of social interventions, saving the national health insurance scheme that we have this country, in terms of trying to put in measures to save our graduates who are coming from university polytechnics, a stopgap measure so that as they finish school, they are not idling. In terms of creating jobs for the youth in the area of sports, with COVID, the National Youth Employment, along with the sports ministry, you know what they came out with. Now they are paying those our brothers and sisters who are in the sports industry 500 Ghana cedi for the next 6 months. All these things are measures to cushion the situation of our youth in this country, and that is significant. Kwame, I always maintain that this politics we are doing is a continual process. So if other governments have been able to make significant gains like what we are experiencing, Kwame, the only way MPP would have been doing now is to build upon that. And who the final benefactors would have been we, the people of Ghana. But when others get the opportunity, the only thing is that to come and squander and mismanage the system and go away. But I'm thankful, I think that the situation is very clear, and the people of Ghana understanding the message of the New Patriotic Party. And I am of the very firm conviction that from where we were and where President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo picked this country and where we are today, I don't think that Ghanaians will want to go back. So because of that, December 7th, 2020, Ghanaians, I believe, will ask the president to continue for another 4 years to indeed guard against the progress that we have made so far and make Ghana better. Kwame, remember, just one in conclusion, that when it comes to the NPP, we always come to build. Kwame, I just want to refer you and viewers to the period of President John Ajakum Kufuor. The period of 19 years dictatorship, 8 years under Chairman Rawlings, inception of Fourth Republic, the MPP panel got the opportunity to manage the affairs of this country. Kwame, the achievement and the progress was unprecedented, and it is written all over. So Kwame, but after that, when the NDC got the opportunity again in 2009, we all saw where we were dancing to. So fortunately, MPP is in government, and we are repeating the same gains, building the blocks, making sure the foundation is very solid so we can build on. But Kwame, I will only urge and plead the people of Ghana that we can't be going forward and backward. The only way to progress and the only way we can build this country is to make sure we have a continued decisive and boldness leadership for a period of time. And that is the only way we can change the fortunes of this country. That is the only way when we build all the fundamentals, so that from school you are getting employment direct. Because by which time the factories and the industries would have been functional and operational. So getting the private sector would have been solid. But when you want to go back and come down, so it is just like we'll just be dancing. So I want to urge that even beyond this election, 2020, even 2024, people should be thinking of looking at it and giving the new patriotic party the opportunity to manage the affairs of this country, because it is not in doubt that we are the best managers of the economy of this country. We have done it before, we are doing it again, and we can do it better. And yet, on Saturday, the president told the people of Ghana that let's guard against the successes that we have made, and he threw some jabs. And Kwame, I laughed, and that is very, very significant. Because sometimes when you lost it, it is difficult to see it.
So this is the manifesto for 2021 and beyond. And what is a manifesto? No, I'm asking.
Pardon?
What is a manifesto?
Oh, Kwame, but what are you saying? Kwame, but like you
no.
I'm asking. Let me answer your question. What are your areas? What do you intend to in terms of development? Your promises to the people. Maybe what you want to do in the education sector, what you want to do in the health sector, what you want to do in the agri sector. These are all things, your ideas.
So these are
that you
more like
put together,
policy ideas
you put together.
And then you form one document.
Then you present it to
which document should be like your Bible.
Your Bible,
and then
your Quran, your constitution.
Your constitution.
You can call it
or your book of Mormon or whatever.
Yes.
So this
is going to be your Jews Bible.
Okay, fantastic. So in effect, what we are saying is that the manifesto should be able to forecast into the future and tell us exactly what the plans of parties will be regarding the development agenda. Correct?
Yes.
Right. So, if that is so, how come that this particular manifesto that's supposed to be MPP Manifesto 2020 final is now telling us promises and what we have done so far? Why?
No, but Kwame,
and not what we intend to do.
No, but if you go into it, it is there. But you see, that has been the difference.
If you go into what it is, where?
Let me come.
So right now, no, let's tell you. You have the document.
I said you've asked a question.
Do you have the document?
I have it here.
So let's.
I said, but let me answer your question.
Have you read the manifesto?
Oh my God. Kwame, we are in government. That is the and we have 2016 manifesto, the promises. So we have succeeded in implementing and achieving some, and which we believe that it is helping the people of Ghana, and they are significant. So now you are going into elections again. So you don't throw in the manifesto that you use in winning elections. What you do is that you look at it and those that you could not achieve and those that you achieved in a small scale, you expand.
Mujib, I'm submitting to you that is not what is captured in this manifesto.
Okay, what is that?
Go to education, for instance.
That is the entire.
I am submitting to you that if you look at education, your party is bereft of ideas when it comes to advancement of education, and I'll explain to you why. Because if you look at education, and viewers should bear me out a little, education is 1.6, right? Accounting for our stewardship. That is how they have described education. Now, if you read education and you come to the PowerPoint, Excel sheet, okay, education, it says, so that's number 92, promises. Encourage the colleges of education to update their curricula to ensure they produce graduates that will teach the well-equipped and critical thinking population we need to move the country forward. Okay. Also, so then after, so that's the first cell. Then the second cell says what we have done so far. What we have done so far in respect of the first statement that has been made relative to education. Then it says curricula developed. Colleges now run 4-year Bachelor of Education programs. Teacher trainees and now will now graduate with bachelor's degrees and will not need to take study leave to go back to acquire the degree. That is one aspect of it. Okay. If you move to the second cell, underneath the promises, which is 93, it says undertake a national audit of skills and competencies in a bid to align training, opportunities and resources to respond to national and local human resource demands. Then it goes to the next cell, which says what we have done so far in respect of what? this particular thing I've read. What they have done so far, in result of this says, the national audit of skills has been completed by the Council for Technical and Vocational Education Training. It goes on and on and on. And I was looking to find out.
Not different from what I've just explained.
No. No, your explanation.
No, but
hold on.
Oh my God. But let's be very honest to ourselves.
What am I
No, but what I'm saying is that because now you don't go on what you just read.
Mujib, this is your manifesto, 2020 manifesto.
And what did they say?
And that is why
you tell the people what I asked you in the area. What do you want to improve?
So even in the corporate world,
yes,
we have actuals, we have delivered.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I'm saying that if you are bringing a manifesto to the people,
yes,
and you even want to tout what you have done in some of the sectors of the economy, you can tout it, fine. But then you say that going forward, this is what we intend to do. Exactly. That is not captured. And I'm telling you that that's not here. That's the point I'm making to you. So I'm submitting to you that you are bereft of ideas, you don't know what to do, and so you decided deliberately to just come and tell us what you have done in the education field. That's what I'm submitting to you.
And you can, that one is your own. You can choose to say whatever you want to say, but the document is there. Anybody can look at it, and we believe that this is an improved and enhanced manifesto that, given the opportunity, the people to solve the problems and challenges of this country.
Okay.
So Kwame, we don't have a problem.
Okay.
But you go to education sector. We need to improve on the education sector. And Kwame, let's interrogate even where we are coming from. What happened? But that is because there must be significant improvement going forward. Is that not? And that is the intent of government. But maybe depending on the individual, if you are saying that, oh, that is not it, maybe you are changing loan, you don't need guarantor or 4 years program, you don't like it. But that one, I don't think that is the issue. The issue is that let's examine what government has put out there, critical, and see where the loopholes are. Then we can hammer on the loophole. But let's don't jump into the political bandwagon, the propaganda, and try to...
Mujib, I'm only asking questions based on this document.
But I know.
With the greatest of respect,
I'm coming. Let me also ask
you a question.
Let me also ask
I am the one asking the questions. With the greatest of respect to you, Mujib, you want us to go and read this document and vote for you on the basis of this particular document that you put out.
What is wrong with this document?
And I'm saying that this document only tells you the promises that you made to the people in 2016 and what you have done with respect to achieving the promises that you made to the people. And I'm saying that that is all there is to this particular document. Even if you move from education and you go to health. We're all here. Listen. Health is 131. Restore nurse trainees training allowances. Then it says what we have done so far, it says restored. Then you move to facilitate the early placement of trained nurses, public health personnel, and teachers denied employment by the NDC. Then what is the status of it? It says all nurses denied engagement by the NDC have been placed. So this is the promise for 2020. Establish centers for cancers and cover the cost under NHIS. Breast cancer is already covered by the scheme. Herceptin, the expensive cancer drug, has now also been added and is paid for by the NHIS. So this is a promise for 2020. For which reason we should vote for the MPP. You did that at the infrastructure, whatever. You came to tell us what you have done. Okay, where we are, what we promised, where we are, and where we intend to go.
And I'm saying that. Kwame, you see, I'm looking at you.
Look at me.
You see, I'm looking at you. No, but let me tell you, get the answer.
Okay,
let me tell you something. You see, in my submission,
yes, my boss,
I said that we should be building a country and not so partisan. And I did indicate that if the fundamentals were good, as Nanado and MPP came into government, would have been building on the fundamentals. Just like if we take our infrastructure, the delivered by which Vice President Bawumia delivered, the inherited projects, and so far what we have completed. That is how we build a country. When we took over, every now and then there were demonstrations at the Ministry of Health. That is nurses and people who have something to do with the health sector, who have finished school and are not being employed. Government came in and decisively 90,636 nursing sector across broadly have been succeeded getting employment into the health sector. That is achievement, and that is why today you don't get the incessant demonstrations at the Ministry of Health. It's a way of giving people the opportunity and the hope.
I don't doubt
that the
that.
future is hope.
I don't doubt that.
Let me answer. Let me answer your substantive question. Let me answer your substantive question.
I'll give time, don't worry.
We believe in the manifesto, the 2016 manifesto, which we are acting upon. And there are certain areas that we felt that we haven't achieved all. But Kwame, what we need to do is that because the people of Ghana believe in us and voted for us, why do you change when you have a good team? Why do you change when your policies are working? I hope you are getting there. You can only expand and make them more broadly for the benefit to progress the country, and that is exactly what we intend to do.
Okay. Oh. Well, I mean, look, if you have the document, it's a 216-page document, okay? But from where I sit, and maybe because I have the advantage of having worked in a corporate organization before, so I'm very good with PowerPoint presentations. And if you work in an organization where accountability is demanded from you, you give a status. If you are giving your status, so they say status, right? They say maybe activity, right? Activity status. So that means where we are now, what we have done. And then projection. So projection is, so activity is maybe you wanted to build five bedrooms. You were not able to build a 5 bedroom, so that's the status, right? So you have built 3. No, hold on. Muji, don't. No, but I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying what I'm saying. No, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. Don't ridicule what I'm saying. Don't ridicule what I'm saying. And you built 3. So 2 pending. So in fact, there's actually pending before. Deliverable. So that is how you do it. But if you read the manifesto, it tells you promises, what we have done so far. That's it. And I'm telling you that you people have said that you were able to. Okay, anyway, let me just leave it. Let me come to you. Let me come to you. Mujib is trying to make nonsense of what I'm, and I'm hurt.
This is the NDC 2016 manifesto, right? The pattern it took, and I think that is exactly what Kwame wants to cut across.
Oh, you guys did that. I've not even read your document.
Issue of water.
Yeah.
Then we talk about achievements. Bon water supply expansion, Accra, Tema, Metropolitan Accra Supply Project, Teshinungwa. Then we came to commitment going forward.
Exactly.
We commit ourselves to completing all ongoing water supply projects, provide clean water in district capital, expand water project in Yendi, Damango, Saboba, and others. Exactly what we were talking about. You can take a look at it and then go to other areas. That is the 2016. Yeah. So I mean that's exactly what Kwame I think is talking about, so that it gives us a general overview to have a clarity where we were, where we are, and where we are going. Exactly that is what we are talking about. But having said a very big good morning to all our cherished viewers, and to use the opportunity also to say a very big good morning to our flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the running mate, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Wherever they are, I wish them God protection and protection of all the entire team working with them, as well as the party executive in the various regions down to the branches. It is very important we not shy away from the importance of manifestos.
Absolutely.
I have listened to some comment by, ordinary Ghanaians raising the notion that by the action of the MPP and the promises they've made to them and have not achieved, they don't see why they should be concentrating or thinking about manifestos. They are, the politician jumble words for them, and then when they come to power, they solve their own problem, forgetting that they made promises to the people. So they don't see any importance on manifesto is key. It gives us direction. We must continue. And I think if you go back to our constitution, when you are talking about the setting of political parties, it is mandatory for the political party to be able to tell the good people of Ghana what their programs are, what their commitments are. And I take the manifesto to be the something like a bond between the citizenry and the politician, so the contract, there's a binding contract, so that you will be accountable for it, and that is the basis and the reasons why I decide to vote for you or otherwise. I take this opportunity to congratulate the CPP and congratulate the MPP also for a successful program. It was incident-free, and we would hope and pray as we move forward, all our political activity remains same. COVID-19 has come with a big advantage for the smaller parties. The usual, razzmatazz, pomp and pageantry that the bigger political party used to dwarf the small parties will not be there this time, because
the splurging of government money.
Well,
that's your description of it. But let's allow him. Let's allow him.
We in the NDC today, are not in power today.
No, please. Let's.
We are not in power today. But everything being equal, for instance, as we were adoring our vice presidential candidate, it would have been a very huge program, but for COVID-19 we have to limit it, just as the launching of the manifesto yesterday. So it gives the smaller party an opportunity to also compete favorably in this political landscape. It is very, very important also we don't run away from the fact that it also comes with a lot of responsibility. The media houses now would shape the opinion of the ordinary Ghanaian, because that is where we are going to depend on. If you're a political party that you have not built a lot of media houses, then you have a very serious problem to tackle with. You either go down to the ground and do a house-to-house, bed-to-bed, window-to-window campaign to ensure that your message is clear to the ordinary voter, and not depend on the media that is being generally seen as biased in some instances. Straight to the point, I would not proceed without asking the fundamental question: what constituted the manifesto launch on Saturday? Is the attack, clear, direct attack on John Dramani Mahama and the NDC by the MPP. Speaker after speaker. I saw someone posted on Facebook that he counted the mentioning of NDC and John Dramani Mahama for 1,039 times throughout the program. No, someone posted on Facebook. I didn't count though, but there was no running away from the fact that the manifesto was centered on attacks on John Dramani Mahama as the flag bearer of the NDC. But why that attack? John Dramani Mahama has remained a threat to the progress of the MPP and the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration, because he has always come with alternative solutions to the problem confronting the ordinary Ghanaian. He has justified his inclusion when the good people of Ghana gave him the opportunity to lead this country with tangibles, visible, infrastructure, with things that the good people of Ghana can associate with and say that this is what we got having voted John Dramani Mahama to be president. It is unacceptable. It is condemnable. I would wish that moving forward, the NDC would go launch its manifesto very soon, and we will not, and I repeat, not continue in that direction, because we believe the good people of Ghana wants to hear something good, and for that matter, to decide where they want to vote. It is my wish that, having raised issues that they want to implement, we begin to ask and do a critical analysis of the issues that they've raised, so that it doesn't become the normal, I promise, give me the opportunity, and I find an excuse to tell you. For instance, there was a promise to build 16 secondary schools, each in every region, for the Zongo communities.
So this is not part of the 350 schools?
No. This was a promise made yesterday at the launch. That they want to. It's a new promise for. Then I asked myself, what does that promise seek to achieve? What is the objective? Because in a political activity like Manifesto, you give promises to solve a particular problem. Absolutely. So what exactly is the problem?
Crisis.
Yeah, existing crisis
that
16 secondary schools are needed for Zongo communities in the 16 regions. Then I begin to ask myself a question: have the MPP come to the realization that the call by John Dramani Mahama that you cannot go building astroturfs when the Zongo people needed education? Have they come to that realization? And for that matter, now they are shifting from the astroturf to build secondary schools for the Zongo communities. does the Zongo communities live within communities that already have existing secondary schools? I mean, that is the question. And do they also have opportunities to go to secondary schools from where they are? But I don't see clearly what that seeks to solve. Unlike when under the NDC we said no, the problem with the Zongo community is to find out how to include them into the mainstream educational curriculum. So we introduced the Islamic education unit, where the makarantas were converted to Arabic and English schools to achieve certain objectives, getting them, the mainstream curricula, so that they can also compete for the opportunities available in our country. And then we move forward to ensure that we changed the settings, when we were doing the schools and the tree project, and then converted most of the Makaranta schools into Arabic and Garanta. And for that matter, it's a promise we are making to the good people of Ghana. Then I ask myself that, look, what do we seek to achieve? Are we saying that the entire concept of the National Identification Authority is to meet another objective rather than making sure that people are identifiable and can be traced? I mean, you don't need, if you are successful in the national identity, why do snakes take guarantors? Because we don't have proper addressing system and proper identification system. So that I know that Mr. ABCD is a snake contributor, isn't it? And is an existing contributor. And for that matter, by the time he retires, he will look for his money. So that if this student could not pay me and I cannot trace him, I can take the money from the guarantor, isn't it? Now, if you have a proper national identification system, you don't need guarantor to do anything because you can be traced. You can. Everybody knows what you are doing. Everybody knows you completed school this year. You are expected to finish national service next year and then continue to get a job the subsequent year. And it is very clear. So you don't come and tell me that you are going to ensure that if the National Identification Authority work very well and everybody has a national identification card, you are not going to look for guarantors to. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's taking the minds of the people for granted. Then, conspicuously missing in the entire project yesterday was the issue of security. I was so surprised. I didn't hear anything about security.
Security.
The security of the state. The efforts that, because you take the 2016 manifesto of the MPP, clear promise there that Ghana will be a safe place. Everybody will go about his duty without fear or favor when it comes to what do you call it, their security and whatever they do. The government would ensure that their lives and properties are protected and is secured. Now, I asked why yesterday we are beginning to run away from the issue of security. Is it the case that today the Ghana Police Service have realized that no matter what, if they don't take time and the MPP continue the next 4 years, they are going to remove from their cap 30 to migrate them to SNIT, and it's a very big issue. And if you take the risk, the conditions under which the security services work, and expect that they are going to come out of work, and then after 30 years of service, some of them will be taking mega 2,000, 20,000 at maximum, and expect that they will give you all in all. Those are the fundamental issues that I wish yesterday will be addressed very well, and it was missing. Another thing very missing also is the issue of fight against corruption. I didn't hear anything about it yesterday. Is the MPP not ready to fight corruption any longer?
It's in the manifesto. It's in the manifesto. Well, so they spoke about varied measures they've put in place to ensure that corruption.
And what has it yielded?
I will come back to that. Let me go for this quick commercial break. When I return, we're going to be dissecting the content of the manifesto. Quick commercial break. Stay with us.
Breakfast good day, every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Breakfast with the every day. Every day.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back. Thank you very kindly for staying tuned into Pan-African Television. This is the News Power Review segment. You know, undoubtedly here you get nothing but the best. We try to dissect the issues. We don't just leave them hanging. So please join in the conversation with your WhatsApp message to our WhatsApp number, which is 0260846539, and also on Facebook, facebook.com/Pan-African Television. We're streaming live there, so you can equally share with us what your thoughts are. My Facebook handle is Kwame Owusu Danso. Kwame Owusu Danso. So send me your messages there. I'll read them out for you. And also, I am on Instagram at Kwame Owusu Danso. Kwame Owusu Danso. I have a very important message for you, the viewers out there. Very, very crucial message. If I don't give you this message, I will not continue the show. Look, you see, in this country, we know that lands have become like cocaine. You know, everybody is trying to build. People need to purchase their lands. People need to build their houses from scratch up and things like that. If you need a litigation-free land, I'm recommending a company to you today, this morning. Now, you see, call them right now because they have some great lands at Dodoa Palm Wine Junction, Oyibi, Sasabi, Pantine, Amrahia, Ebri, and they have farmland. So for those of you who are into farming and things like that, they have farmlands at Nsawam. Are you following me? Because you see, the future is agric, and everybody must invest in agriculture. So you have to make sure that you call this number this morning. Call Denmark Investment on 0241 720 734. 0241 720 734 for enquiries. Just call Denmark Investment, and when you buy from them, you know that you made the right choice and you did the right investment. Trust me. And I know that there are some people who are, you know, already rich and wealthy who watch the morning show and things like that. Just buy the farmlands and give them to people to farm on them. Please call 0241 720 734. Denmark Investment. Just mention Kwame Owusu Danso of Pan-African Television, and he will give you a great discount. Okay, they have great lands, like I told you, Dodoa Palm Wine Junction, Oyibi, Sasabi, Pantine, Amrahia, Abri, and farmlands at Nsawam. So just call them. All right. Let me still stay with you, Alhaji. You wanted to make a quick submission before I come to.
So that some of the things, because today, if you ask the ordinary Ghanaian, what are the three most important things for him? After talking about security, he will talk about shelter and job security as well, and health as a result of coronavirus. So these are the fundamental things that I was thinking that if the MPP were doing were reading the psychology of the ordinary Ghanaian, they would zero the manifesto around these three key things that would convince the ordinary Ghanaian to vote for them again. But you see, going for a second term is a very difficult one for every government, because at that time you don't have the luxury of doing the power that you are used to.
Particularly even in COVID-19.
One woman, one co-pot, one woman, one boyfriend, one this, one that. Well, you can't do it again because you have been given opportunity to do it. You have to justify after 4 years. I have said that despite the MPP claim that they implemented the free SHS, they have delayed the full implementation of free SHS at least by 1 year. Because if you take what John Dramani Mahama was doing prior to 2016, we were by 2017, 2018 going to have a comprehensive blanket free SHS when he started with the day student. Now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came and started with his first year free SHS, went to second year, and it took 3 years to have a comprehensive blanket free SHS. Unlike if John Dramani Mahama has continued, because he was moving from the day free SHS, then to encompass the borders, and by the third year we have a comprehensive blanket what do you call it, free SHS. So even with the free SHS that they have touted so much, they have delayed its full implementation by 1 year, and it goes to them as another blow. If we are going to go into details and discuss,
we're definitely going to go into details. So let me discuss. So we'll deal with at least 4 of the lungs of the economy. We'll deal with health.
Yeah.
We'll deal with energy and petroleum. We'll deal with education, and then we'll deal with what's the agriculture. So let's at least deal with the 4 health.
Big stroke economy.
Stroke economy. Yeah. So we'll deal with that. But let's hear from you.
Appreciate you, Kwame. Thank you very much. Nice to see you, Mujid. Kwame, also I just wanted to use the opportunity to say hello to Majid. He's a listener in Tatale Sungali. Kwame, they say the roads there, the Kufuadu roads there, in this year of the roads. Tatale Sunguli. It's madness on the roads. It's like they have been aerially bombarded. It is like Kumasi roads. So there you go. We hope that the MPP will take note and go and do something at Tatale Sunguli. Mujid, tell President Akufo-Addo, your good friend. So Kwame, I appreciate the opportunity, and I also wanted to say that, as you very well know, over the past weekend, Convention People's Party, we held our National Delegates Congress, but we did something new. You know, Kwame, we came at it. You know, we didn't do the usual NDC, NPP type Congress. I mean, which is much akin to what happened in Cape Coast over the weekend, where the president and his men, the so-called men, all of them met in opulent splurging. I saw the president, like I was saying, and he was looking so handsome and so healthy and so good. And I was like, oh, Ghanaians, thank you so much for giving Nana Akufo-Addo a job. That today Nana Akufo-Addo is looking so handsome compared to 4 years ago when he was campaigning and drinking Calipo. We've not seen him drink Calipo anymore. Now the president is looking good. By the grace of God, we are happy. And that is because the Ghanaian electorate, you, the youth, you voted for Nana Akufo-Addo for him to get this highfalutin bourgeoisie job that he has gotten. But the question we in the Convention People's Party, we are asking you Ghanaian, the Ghanaian youth is, has Nana Akufo-Addo reciprocated the gesture you did towards him? Giving Nana Akufo-Addo a job that now when he's coming, he doesn't buy petrol. And he's got the soldiers surrounding him. Free car, free helicopter, free aeroplane. And that's okay. The president of Ghana deserves that. But what has Nana Akufo-Addo done for you? Look around you, my fellow Ghanaian. Look at Mr. Peter McMenu. Nana Akufo-Addo gave him a beautiful job. Look at Mr. Osafo Mafo. He has got a fantastic job. Mrs. Frema Opareado, beautiful job. What about you? Who voted? Let me land. What about you, the voter? Nana Akufo-Addo and his government are not able to produce the jobs. No. Let me do my submission. Please, what has my shirt done for you? Please, don't assault me. The MPP people should stop assaulting me. Please, Kwame. So the CPP, please don't hit me.
No, I'm not hitting you.
Allow him to make his point.
So Kwame, what is happening is that the CPP, we held our National Delegates Congress at the regional levels. Okay, in this era of COVID-19, once again, the CPP, we took the lead and we've shown the people of Ghana that you can do a Congress that is not, saturated by the taxpayers' money. That's what we are saying. We can do a Congress. The CPP people went to the Congress sites at the various regional locations with our own money. There was no situation whereby some MP type was coming to bribe us and then comes into the news to say they were bribing. We are not spending Ghana people's money. Let me land.
Mujib.
So electing the national executive.
Yes. So what is happening is that in instances whereby you see the ruling party, Nana Akufo-Addo's party, splurging opulently, we have shown the way. Ghanaians should hold other political parties to the standards of the CPP when they are holding national events, i.e., not spending money, being frugal and thrifty with the people of Ghana's money, because there are no jobs in this country. You understand? That's number one. Kwame, so what we have to say is that the NPP at their Congress, their manifesto reading, you see, this is some
launch.
Manifesto launch. But it was a reading exercise. That's all they were doing. they were just reading. You understand me? Vice President Bawumia. No, let me make my point. Kwame, Vice President Bawumia was reading a lot. I also looked at Vice President Bawumia and the job that the people of Ghana have given him as Vice President. And he was looking so handsome. Now take note, that Vice President Bawumia lives in a $3.5 million house. Yes, the Vice President's residency is where it cost $3.5 million, and Vice President Bawumia has been living in it. That is one of the benefits. Yes, the benefits he got because Ghanaians gave him a job. If only he would give Ghanaians a job back. Making my point. So what we are saying is that these people are running the country, you know, in a way that we are not happy with. You understand? Allow him.
What is he saying?
You see, they run the country as if you would keep quiet and listen, you hear what I'm saying. You see, they are running this country as if nobody was doing anything before the arrival of Nana Akufo-Addo and Vice President Bawumia. You see, the civil service of this country is up to task, okay? And so they've got this country running on cruise control already. You understand? So Nana Akufo-Addo comes and he takes over. And he's not able to create jobs. And when we say, they say that Mujib says what? They have given 500 cedis to some female footballers. 500 cedis. Is that what Nana Akufo-Addo promised us? You understand? No, but if you are giving somebody 500 cedis in this Nana Akufo-Addo economy, is this something to be proud about, Mujib? Please, don't disgrace yourself like that. It's not smooth. It's not nice. 500 cedis. If they give you 500 cedis a month, can you survive with your family? So Ghanaians should take note.
Do you know what?
And no, let me write your notes. When you write your notes. Now the point is this: what Ghanaians are needing, what Ghanaians are looking for are jobs. Jobs.
I think we should have a very different
Ghanaians, but you will come. You get your chance.
I'll come to you.
We will. You see, the Ghanaian people are looking for jobs. When you give nurses and teachers, teacher trainees and nursing trainees allowance, it is not a job. Let us be clear. Stop going around the country saying that we gave people allowance. You understand? It is not a job. It is not, remuneration proper. You understand? We want a president that is able to do more than one significant thing at once, apart from free SHS, as we keep on saying. You understand? Now, they talk about Dumso, that now the country, that Dumso was solved by President John Mahama. This is a fact. He sacrificed all his political capital to solve Dumso. That's why you guys won. And Ghanaians, when we gave you the opportunity to create jobs, here we have the president came and all his men have fantastic jobs, and the vast majority of the youth and the people of this country do not have jobs. You understand? Indeed, when you talk about the economy and that they say that they fixed the economy, I don't get it. Kwame, there was a situation in this country where older people, okay, people who've worked for years and years in this country, put their monies in the securities companies like Gold Coast Securities. Oh. You understand? And then President Akufo-Addo came and he has seized people's money, frozen their life earnings. Now, the other day, Mujib was here and he was saying that actually President Akufo-Addo's action to seize other people's money. Let me land. You have not said what you said. You said that the reason why President Akufo-Addo did that was because otherwise the entire system would have collapsed. You understand? At least the NPP communicators have been saying that the entire system would have collapsed had Nana Akufo-Addo not collapsed several of the banks and frozen people's money. Okay, so that they have saved 3 million people, etc. That's all well and good. But you see, we who have lost money and Ghanaians who have lost money and whose money has been frozen and seized by President Akufo-Addo, what we want to ask President Akufo-Addo and his cabinet, because Kwame, take note that the decision by President Akufo-Addo to seize people's money was a deliberate decision made at cabinet with all the cabinet ministers present. You understand? So we are asking President Akufo-Addo and the MPP, what was the criteria that they used to decide which Ghanaians should suffer? There are some Ghanaians suffering. You understand? So they say that they are saving the economy by letting some Ghanaians suffer so that they can save more Ghanaians. We in the CPP and the Ghanaians who have lost their money to President Akufo-Addo's seizure, we want to know what is the criteria President Akufo-Addo used to decide which Ghanaians should have their money frozen and their families destroyed and their businesses destroyed and their marriages destroyed and their children's school fees not being paid and no food on the table. We want Nana Akufo-Addo to tell us what criteria he used to determine which Ghanaians are not going to be getting their money. But we want to know, is it because maybe somebody from the Volta region or it's from the Ashanti region or he's fair-colored or not fair-colored? These are important things because the president has taken our money and we'll never stop talking about it until the president gives our money back to us. You understand? The president that we voted into office for him to get this nice job, and when he gets this nice job, he has impoverished thousands of Ghanaians. We will not stop talking about this. Mujid, now, having said that, we say that Nana Akufo-Addo says we should give him 4 more years to do more. And the question becomes, to do more of what? I mean, precisely because even the promises that he has made, he's not been able to fulfill them. You understand? The president has not been able to fulfill. Look, the one village, one dam, he's done it haphazardly, in my opinion, in selected places across the country. I have been talking about a place called Tahiri Ekura in the Bono East, in the Bono region, on near Kentampo, where the people, when I went there last time, Kwame, they told me they remember 2016. Nana Akufo-Addo came there. And he was begging them. He was saying, please, I beg you. I know the vote belongs to you. Vote for me. So you try me. And the people, when they were talking to me, they said that they looked at Nana Akufo-Addo and the fact that he was such an elderly gentleman. You understand? And they say, you know what? Let's give this elderly gentleman the position. Because we are drinking water from the same pond with cow and pigs and goats. But Nana Akufo-Addo says, you do a dam for us. Up to today, Nana Akufo-Addo has not done the dam. Up to today, the people of Tahiri Ekura are sharing the water with cows and pigs. You understand? And then Nana Akufo-Addo has not completed his promises. And then he comes to launch this long book. And he says, new promises. We are tired of this Kim Promise type attitude. We want Nana Akufo-Addo to just do the job. Or in the event that he cannot do it. In any case, Kwame, you see, Nana Akufo-Addo, his days are numbered. The reality is that now that the Convention People's Party, we have found our equilibrium. We have arrived to take leadership in this country from Nana Akufo-Addo so that Nana Akufo-Addo can go home and then rest with all his people. And then finally, Kwame, we also want to remind Ghanaians that the CPP government, when we come into office in December, when we win this election, what we intend to do is create jobs. You see, the key central problem facing Ghanaians today is not going to be what? Free SHS. No, it is not building an airport at Cape Coast. That is not the key. The people want jobs in Cape Coast. I've been going to Elmina a lot. You understand? All the youth in Elmina are just hanging around. You understand? In the Akufo-Addo era, we want President Akufo-Addo to stop about all these endless promises and just do the job by producing jobs. You understand? The CPP, we have a strategy. We believe that the economy is not strong enough to give the private sector the space it needs to create the jobs we all want. And that is why we want to put the government in control of certain strategic aspects of the economy until we can, be on an even keel. And in so doing, we create jobs. So, Kwame, I'm just saying that the Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP, they can talk all they want. They can read all the manifestos they want to read. They can, continue to splurge money and pay bribes during their primaries to Ghanaians, and the president will turn a blind eye as if he's not heard or he's not seen. You understand? But in December, we are appealing to the people of this country, the youth of this country. What we are saying is, look at your life. Okay, then look at your big brother who finished school 8 years ago. This is what the message to Ghanaians. Your big brother finished university 9 years ago. He is unemployed. That was the Mahama era. And then Nana Akufo-Addo made all these fantastic promises. And then he came into power. Nana Akufo-Addo has not been able to give a job to your sister, who also finished school and is now a baby mama. Understand? And she's still staying at home. Your senior brother continues to sleep in your father's living room. And you voted for Nana Akufo-Addo. And he gave Nana Bedi Epio a good job. Fantastic. He gave Frema Opariado, Mrs. a good job. He gave Mr. Peter McMenu a fantastic job. Even Mr. Osafo-Mafu, who is already a very rich man with multiple pensions. Remember, Mr. Osafo-Mafu also collected ex-gratia from Parliament. And he was a minister in Kufuor's time. Before that, he was working with the World Bank or something like that. Plenty money. Nana Akufo-Addo comes and he creates jobs for his rich people. And then you, the Ghanaian, who voted for Nana Akufo-Addo, to be flying around in aeroplane, When he's coming, about 300 soldiers are following Nana Akufo-Addo. When I saw him at the Cape Coast on TV, my heart was, it jumped. Hey, so many soldiers, you know, and Nana Akufo-Addo is not able to create job for you, the youth. And Nana Akufo-Addo has come to stand there and says, give me 4 more years. And you are going to vote for Nana Akufo-Addo to get 4 more years of a good job. And you don't have a job. And your sister does not have a job. And your brother does not have a job. And your father has been unemployed for a long time. And your mother, the tomatoes that your mother is selling on the table in front of your house, they're not even buying it. And you are still going to vote for Nana Akufo-Addo. For what? For what? So Ghanaians, as we go into this election, we are appealing to you. Take note. Nana Akufo-Addo, when he came, remember, the people who got blessed are the people including that gentleman who is building a hotel that they gave $24 million tax credit. Can you imagine, my fellow Ghanaians? Even your little small sister, your daughter, when she is going to school in the morning and she takes trotro and she pays the money, she pays taxes because there's petroleum taxes. So when your small daughter pays trotro money to go to school in the morning, she pays taxes. And then somebody is coming to build a luxury hotel for his bourgeoisie friends, and Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP parliament, they give him $24 million. $24 million. And you, the youth man, you don't have a job. Your sister does not have a job. Your brother does not have a job. Your father does not have a job. And your mother, who is selling tomatoes on the table in front of the house, they are not buying. And you are going to vote for Nana Akufo-Addo.
Thank you very much.
Please consider the CPP.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so now we're coming back to Mujib special expression alone is making me laugh. We're coming back to discuss.
That is what we want. No, when he's digressed and saying a lot of things, I said bring him to order.
That's below the belt.
Mujib, this is a very serious problem.
This is a serious problem. There are no jobs in Ghana.
Hold on.
Sure.
Mujib,
no jobs.
Mujib, are you going to tell me?
But can you tell me?
Mujib, what you are talking?
What is it?
Are you going to tell me?
They can't create jobs. Only Nana Akufo-Addo and his friends have good jobs in this country.
Oh, Lord God have his mercy. Anyway, this one says, KOD, in fact, I'm really enjoying your show, especially the CPP man. That's from Dagbon Yiri. Juliana Belinda Lamte Obri says, try Mr. President, not again, 419. Raymond Kelly Mensah says, Nana Akufo-Addo, start preparing your handing over notes before 7 December. Your days are numbered. Grace Mensah says, I just love this CPP man. More fire. It's not about I am in this party. It's about critically analyzing issues. Nana Benin Kwesitano says MPP government is a failure. Come 2020, they will be changed by the good people of Ghana. So a lot of people are watching. Plenty of people are watching, honestly. Positive change in Medina says if our President Akufo-Addo and his appointees can promise God a national cathedral and end up deceiving him by not providing him with one, then what about KVIP for you people? Brahma Bolo says, good morning, KOD and Pan African Television. More grace to your elbows. You really are serving Malagana. As for Mujib, he should stop defending MPP in English and rather speak Wale. Amin says, MPP are full of lies. Abigail Tego says, the seat has to be protected. Hence, the military men. Babamu Tamale says, the NDC is currently editing their manifesto because they lack ideas. Former President JM should bow down his head in shame. He shouldn't believe free SHS policy today because he is desperate for power. This one also says, wow, a lot of people are really watching this morning on Facebook. So to all those of you who are watching on Facebook, thank you very much. Send in your messages. I'll read as many as I can. Let me do a few WhatsApp messages before I come to you, Mujib, for the specifics. Baba Musa says, my CPP man has said it all. Tell Mujib not to beat him with his vigilante macho. Mujib doesn't beat people. As for that one there, I know Mujib doesn't beat people. Please, does Mujib make your platform noisy always? No, he's not like that too. Tell him to ask Nanado to give me my genuinely earned savings he took from First Allied Savings and Loans. And that's what my brother has been saying. This one is from Akuba from Anyinase in Nzema. This one also says, good morning to you, Kwame. Hey, Charlie, the messages, Charlie, they come like something. This one says, I just love the CPP man. This one says, good morning to you, Pan African TV. Oh, where are the messages? The messages are vanishing. Where are they? Oh, listen, Charlie. I'll take my time and read them.
Don't let me believe you. refer to Moji.
Why?
Because if his message comes, you say he's missing.
Oh, how? No, never. He knows me. He knows me. This one says. This one.
How do you see? He doesn't trust me. He doesn't believe they've sent message on his behalf.
This one says, the CPP man, you do all. I'm enjoying today's show too much. Abugri from Boko, more fire. All right, let me come to you. Let's do the specifics. Health. Now, if you read the manifesto, and let's just go
Kwame,
straight into it. Yes, Kwame. Give me a second.
Kwame, before we come to specifics, you don't open for highfalutin to generalize and say whatever.
Agriculture.
Now you are telling us that we are going to specific.
Agriculture and rural development. When I give you the time, you can decide to respond to a few of the things I say. I don't have a problem.
Look at agriculture.
Hold on. Ensure farming inputs are available in farming communities and at affordable prices. So this is the status, as well as to research institutions. As a result, foundation seed production increased from 24 MT in 2016 to 473.5 MT in 2019. Okay, and it goes on and on and on. But let's just box everything together. Generally, and I still have a problem because it doesn't tell you what it's going to do. No, I'm starting with respectfully. I'm starting with.
No, but I thought you said you are coming.
No, let me start.
I thought you are coming to me.
It's fair. Let me start.
No, but you mentioned it. That is why I was ready to come in.
No, you're right.
You see, Kwame.
Yes, sir.
For the politics, we can continue to do the politics if we want, like how my good friend Highfalutin is doing here, trying to create the opportunity as if nothing is going on. But I also want us to make sure we attach seriousness to this program in our discussion. Kwame, when we say jobs, it is not all people that can work at the Jubilee House or at the Flagstaff House when Kwame Nkrumah was the president. But you've just mentioned agriculture, planting for food and jobs. When you give the destiny of this country into the hands of somebody, what are the expectations? The expectations are that the person take conscious efforts and create the opportunity for people to thrive and make sure that they better this country. Kwame, you give opportunity for the private sector to grow, and you give opportunity for the individuals who even have the skills and other creativity can take the opportunity of the system to make sure they create their own businesses. Look, don't paint it as if it is only government.
Which money to create?
Oh my God!
Oh no, let him talk. Let him talk. Don't interject. Let him talk.
The president is the president controlling the money, and the president is using the money judiciously. That is why NEP, when you go to the National Entrepreneurial Program, they are now equipping people with that
NEIP
skills
John
to make sure John Kuma's area.
Yeah.
You go to Maslock, it is functional. That is how you create opportunity. And when you come to mainstream government has to create the opportunity for the private sector. Kwame, today the one district, one factory, 58 of them have been operational. But we've been lambasted by the operation on daily basis as if government is supporting a private sector to create an opportunity to set up a factory. Tomorrow you and I may be workers at the factory. You still condemn it because of politics. But Kwame, that is good. So when Kwame Nkrumah was the president, he created factories, but he supported other private sectors to also create factories for the youth of this country, for the benefit of this country. Today, if that is happening, is it bad?
Move on to the
is it bad?
Issue. Move on to the substance.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
So Kwame, generally,
let's deal with agric. Education.
So you read the agric, but let me go to Kwame. For instance, when you take agriculture, the distant promise there was ensure farming inputs are available in farming communities and at affordable prices. And when you come to what we have delivered so far, being executed through the 5 models, like you've mentioned them. So Kwame, that is significant. And Kwame, based on that, it didn't also stop there. If we went further to read it, in addition, satisfied seeds production increased from 4.400 MT metric tons in 2016 to 18,500 MT in 2019 for all seeds. So, but Kwame, all these things increase the local production. And Kwame, that is where we are today, because now there's no food shortage. Kwame, we have food in abundance and the prices are lower. So Kwame, when you get to the market, now you don't fight with your wife. You don't fight now. Unfortunately, the kids are home. So if prices were skyrocketed, now you see parents lamenting and complaining everywhere. But Kwame, because foodstuffs at the market are very cheap, and because of COVID-19, schools are closed and the children are home, they are eating too much. Now we are growing plumpy we are taking care of plumpy babies. But we are not complaining because foodstuffs are cheap, because we have produced more. I hope you are getting the argument. So, but Kwame, that is it. And that is because of the interventions, conscious intervention that government has put in the agriculture sector. Kwame, we can be full sufficient when we focus and give much attention to agriculture. Kwame, there has been an attempt to make sure we produce and eat our own local rice. And I think that policy and program should be sustained. Kwame, if others can do it, we can also do it.
Yeah.
But Kwame mentioned, but I would have loved that we have a system in this country. Maybe graduating from university or polytechnic, you decide that I want to go into agriculture, either poultry or main farming. Then the opportunities will be there. You are able to get a land, and maybe their equipment, if not wholly owned by the individual, but there should be a cooperative machines that can be subsidized, that you and I can go and have it to plow our 500 or 300 acre land. The government will come in with the fertilizer and the other insecticides to support us. And Kwame, other countries have done it, and this is a best way. Kwame, let's don't create the impression as if it must be the tie. No. Kwame, those even with the ties, and I think that sometimes when you meet them, they have their own challenges. Kwame, you can go to the
two more sectors, and then we'll move across of time.
Two more sectors. Let me come.
I thought this would be on the fingertips. They don't have anything to say.
You are just highfalutin.
People are really enjoying your submission.
Highfalutin. No, but he's been sensational for but let me see. We are matured, and we have this country at heart. Senior,
all of us.
Okay.
You know the challenges.
Which challenges?
My God, let me tell you something. Let's don't come and do politics. Sometimes
why not? I mean, we are trying to elect the CPP. Why won't we do politics?
You have a president who is creating the opportunity. Ask yourself, if these fundamentals were there, has been laid, this is not where we would have.
But who destroyed the fundamentals?
Can you allow him to make this?
You see,
when your economy
don't ask him questions.
No, when your economy is
talk to me. Talk to me.
When your economy is in tatters, when you told us that now
you
you have eaten to the bone, and when you have landed in IMF conditionalities, which the Kwame Nkrumah,
let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about agriculture. Let's talk about health.
Colonialists.
Look. Talk about agriculture.
Are you done? How do you expect to survive?
Are you done?
That is why everything will cease to exist in this country.
I'm not the one who is not creating jobs.
Out of IMF. Today, look at where we are.
You did talk with this person to the Nekufuado so that he can create jobs.
You are here lying.
About what?
You are here lying.
About what?
You are here lying that there are no jobs.
Are there jobs?
NAPCO.
Government is creating jobs.
Government
is building the foundation.
Youth in afforestation.
But that's not what President Nekufuado said when he was running in 2016.
Kwame, let me be very frank.
What jobs have been created? Tell us.
We always try to downplay everything. But when we leave the shores of this country, some of the works we do there, and we come here, our jobs are better, but we don't want to do the job. You see?
So now you're saying Ghanaians don't want to do the jobs.
I'm coming. But what is wrong with the youth in afforestation? What is wrong with the youth in afforestation? What is wrong with it?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Well,
what is wrong?
All I'm saying is that
we have creating joy. Say youth in afforestation. Is it not?
All we are saying is that when somebody finishes his master's degree and the government is giving him a job to plant a tree, that is a waste of the resources of this country. You cannot go and finish a master's degree and they say go and plant a tree at Achimota Forest. By the way, I asked you the other day, what trees have they been planting?
Can you allow him to finish his submission? There's no time. That's why I don't want interjections. Would you conclude for me?
So let's be very frank with ourselves and just don't try to downgrade some of this opportunity. I hope you are getting the argument. Kwame, but there were backlog of getting nurses and teachers into the sector because of the IMF conditionality. This is a non-knowledge. Today we are out, and now people 90,000 plus health personnel have been employed into the health sector. Is it not employment?
All right, thank you.
So you are saying there are no jobs?
Thank you very much, Mujib.
So thank you. Allow that to go for 8 years.
Thank you, Mujib.
No, I understand. I understand that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So he has created jobs.
Thank you, Mujib.
Created jobs.
Is he not a Ghanaian?
I hear you.
Is he not a Ghanaian?
He's a Ghanaian.
No, is he not a Ghanaian?
Mujib, thank you. Mujib, thank you.
See, these are
Let me read 2 messages
These
and
are
I'll
your
come to
separatists. That is that Kwame Nkrumah style you are bringing.
It is independent style.
You are dividing this country. You will succeed.
Thank you, Mujib. This one says it's from Tijani Amingo, and he says CVP put more fire under Mujib's. This one also says, he says Christian, and he says Chai today Mujib you meet your meter. Please don't cry. Ibrahim said, he says, I love this CPP guy, more fire. Okay, so this is a message of let me come to you, Honorable Alaji. Honorable. Oh, allow
all their loss of people are now going back to the CPP.
Yeah, Honorable, let's hear from you.
We are saving
Alhaji Nazir Wahab, let's hear from you.
we are saving the energy not only to tell the good people of Ghana the good plans.
Mujib.
We haven't taken your paper.
It's okay.
Mujib,
You stole
Mujib.
There was one former CBP members.
No, don't do this, please. Let's hear from you, Alaji.
Well, I'm in my good mood today, so Mujib can continue in that direction and get it free because
don't speak out to convince him.
Don't mind him. Kwame, agri is very important issue. It is the bedrock on which the growth of this country can be counted on, and if we don't take issues of agri serious, I don't know how this country can or the direction this country will take. In the sense that the fact that agri takes about 80% of the country's workforce, that agri sector alone takes that number of people, tells us that we need to put importance and mark agriculture as one of the areas that can change the fortunes of this country. I think it's as a result of that under the John Dramani Mahama administration, we took a holistic approach to the issue of agri, where we understood and continue to understand up to today the very needs of the ordinary farmer. One of them being fertilizer, for instance, that we were giving to the farmers for free. I mean, that this government has converted it for you to pay half, and then half will be given to you for free. I remember very well not less than about 166,507 metric tons of fertilizer was distributed in 2016 alone, before John Dramani Mahama left office. Today, the farmers are crying. The fact that the same fertilizers ends up in our neighboring country is a cause for worry. Not only the fact that the farmer needs to pay some amount of money to get the same fertilizer he was getting for free. Indeed, when they were getting the fertilizers for free, we saw corresponding increments in the production of cocoa, in the production of many other products. And indeed, by 2018, when we had a bumper harvest in rice production in this country, is as a result of the fact that there was mechanism and improved seedlings that the John Dramani Mahama administration worked on to ensure that we distribute to our farmers. And that is what led to the bumper harvest, which saw no corresponding market to absorb the work of the farmer, and the farmers ended up adding, in the north, for instance, adding guinea fowls to the bags of rice.
I think Buffer Stock did some good job there. My very good friend did some good job. I mean, when we had the bumper harvest in rice, for instance, Hanan and his team did some good job. by procuring those.
That's one step. That's one step. But generally, I mean, we are talking about how the farmers themselves have complained. And most of them did not go the subsequent year into rice production because it didn't yield out the necessary profit they expected. So we are going to see a drop in our production of rice. Apart from that, we begin to ask ourselves if the NDC understand the real problem within the agriculture sector. One major problem is our land tenure system. The land tenure system consistently, has become an obstacle, and that is why up to date, the commercial farming activity is not progressive in Ghana like it is doing in other countries where the land tenure system is sole responsibility of government without the traditional authorities coming in. Our system is so different, so there is a need for collaboration between the traditional system and the government to put in place, because we've done some before. If you come to the Greater Accra region, chunk of their lands have been occupied by government. They accepted it because this is their contribution, and that is where I have a sharp contrast with those who have view that my region produces cocoa, my region produces gold, and probably oil. And for that matter, if you want to appoint a president, appoint people from my region. Because the contribution that Greater Accra have made in terms of their lands that they have given to government is enormous, to also give them the right to contest for presidency, even though they don't have oil and other things on their land. That is just aside. Now, we were given promises of a one village, one dam, one district, one factory,
1 million, one constituency,
to create the impression that if we create one village, one dam, it is going to boost agriculture, isn't it? So that the agriculture produce would also be absorbed by the one district, one factory approach. If the MPP themselves are telling us that out of about 280 districts, 60 districts in Ghana today, they have only done 50. Then it tells you 58. Then it tells you they have accepted the fact that they failed, because 58 out of 200. That's what we are talking about. We don't think that you can build factories for them not to operate. It's only when they are operationalized that we can call them factories. I mean, that is a fact. What I am saying is that the admission of the fact that you have done 58 out of about 280 or something tells us all that you've admitted you failed. So that failure will go a long way to affect us, because we also did not see the corresponding one district, one village, and one village, one dam to cheater pivots agricultural production in the various regions. So the failure is clear. You have admitted, even in your manifesto today, even in what you are telling us you are going to do subsequently, indicates you fail in the area of agriculture. Now we come to energy, and that is what surprises me the most, because I heard Bawumia, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia for that matter, himself mention with his own mouth that they have generated 20 megawatts of electricity. After John Dramani Mahama has left you, ESLA that has generated over 6 billion. For you to protect the energy sector. After we have put in place, massive development in the area of power generation that will let for you existing and reliable power of about 1,000 megawatts.
No, they said they stopped doing so.
And that is my shock. What have you done? You yourself have said it, that you generated 20 megawatts after the 6 billion that you have generated from ESLA. After all the the returns we have gained from Sankofa, for instance, and Tain, which is an additional
if you read the manifesto, on the portion of
when you go there, I think the one is 76 are in operation.
76 are in operation. I've seen the pie chart. I've seen the pie chart. If you read the energy, for instance, energy and petroleum, for instance, then they're talking about the power generation and supply. They talk about 35% being the need of the country, and the fact that the direct need of the people, and the fact that they admit. You see, that's one thing I like about this particular. They admit that the NDC made some investments in the power sector. However, even though we had power in excess capacity, they could not fund it. So we're always in them. And that cost the taxpayers some money. So that's what they admitted.
But we maintain, and our argument was that there were no money
to power it, yeah.
Entry challenges and conquer it must ensure that it has put in place a mechanism to sustain its power generation and the energy sector at large. And that is fundamental. If the NDC has put in place those mechanisms and you have come 4 years down the line with your own mouth, you say you've generated solar what do you call it? Energy,
yeah,
of 20 megawatts.
Yep.
In addition to what the NDC has left, when we have given you all the opportunities, when we have created all the fundamentals, when we have even left money for you to support, that John Dramani Mahama didn't get. John Dramani Mahama didn't even get the luxury of thinking otherwise when he was left with only the Jubilee Fields. We've left for you Ting, we've left for you Sankofa, Tuabu Gas Project, and many other things.
Okay.
And so it's a total failure in that area.
Okay.
When it comes to health, everybody knows.
And for me on that, yeah.
When it comes to health, everybody knows.
What do we know? We don't know. Tell us.
That as we speak, the major problem is how to fight coronavirus. Coronavirus and its fight entirely has not a single investment of the MPP in it. We talk about the hospitals that we take our patients. We talk about the systems that have been put in place in terms of doctors, nurses, what have you, and everything that we have used to fight this coronavirus has no investment from the MPP as a political party. All that they do is to supervise, and we take the people to the various places that the previous administrations, including John Dramani Mahama, have built. And we ask that tomorrow, if something should recur in the next year, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is out of power, inshallah, by the end of 2020, and something should recur, what has he also left that we can depend on in the area of health? That would say that the incoming government
has built 88 hospitals.
Yeah, but fine. That we expect that he should do that. And I ask that, how do we trust someone who said he's going to build 88 hospitals when the coronavirus hits him in the face, having failed to meet a fundamental objective and a big promise he made to the security personnel in this country when he said he's going to give them a police hospital in Sunyani and one in the southern sector. He's not achieved that. He's not come to apologize. All he's telling them is that he's even moving them also from their Cap 30 to snakes and stuff like that. You cannot trust such people when in times of crisis, then they think they must have solutions. If John Dramani Mahama thought in that line, we wouldn't have had the University of Ghana Medical Center. You need to be proactive. You need to be progressive in your thinking. And then you see the novelty with which John Dramani Mahama implemented most of his developmental agenda. It's something that we all have to see and applaud him for. And for that matter, give him the second opportunity to come and lead this country once again.
Thank you very kindly. Thank you very kindly. And you see, talking about land tenure system, I think it's instructive. That we introduce people to investment companies that can allow them to get good lands that are litigation free. Because you see, agriculture is the backbone of the economy.
That's the major
agriculture provides about 48 to 50% to our GDP. You understand? So we need to ensure that people buy land.
Employs from 60 to 80% of our workers.
The more reason why I think that people must begin to call Denmark investment.
I heard it for the first time.
Because they are farmlands.
I heard it for the first time when you were. I said, wow, who?
They are farmlands, and the farmlands are just here in some farmlands.
The farmlands.
And people need to farm because
really farmlands exist. People just are looking for such land. Some chiefs have them. They don't have the contact of people who are looking for them. So you come in it.
So please call Denmark. Call Denmark investment right now. The number is 0241 720 734. 0241 720 734. They have lands in Dodowa Palmwine Junction, Oyibi, Sasabi, Pantine, Amrahia, Abri, and the farmlands are in Isawam. So if you want lands to build your house, make sure you call them 0241 720 734. Ghana is really expanding and developing and growing. So and as a young man, you must at least buy some small land, be somewhere that you can rely on. So I beg, and it's very affordable. So call him 0241 720 734. for Denmark Insurance Investment. I beg your pardon. When you call, just mention Kwame Owusu Danso of Pan-African Television. He'll give you a discount. All right. Thank you. Take us home.
Kwame, I appreciate you, sir. This manifesto reading, this reading exercise.
No, but before you go on,
yes, sir.
Somebody has sent me a message from Tamale, and the person sent it to my personal phone. It means he knows me. He said, please, it's never true that the MPP had paid all the legacy arrears owed by teachers. In fact, they are owing more than 90% of teachers' legacy arrears. Please grant me the chance to throw more light on this. Please, I'm a victim of what I'm saying. So I just need some space to tell people about the naked truth of this arrears. Okay, and I asked him if he's in Accra. He said no, he's in Tamale. He's a professional teacher. The government is still owing majority of the following batches salary arrears: 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Also, there's a general issue of promotion arrears, of which almost all teachers are victims of it. Please, this is not politics. I'm really being honest with you. He didn't add his name, and I don't intend to even ask him what his name is. Now, CK in Dansuman is also saying, good morning. I wonder why Ghanaians are after the MPP manifesto launch are surprised. The man didn't mention how he was going to fight corruption. When for the first time in history, the President of the Republic responded to a letter I saw on social media and even referenced same. Oh my God. This Akufo-Addo regime shall go down in history as the most corrupt government ever to have ruled Ghana. Majority of Ghanaians want Mahama back. Under him, we saw him prosecute his own appointees and did a lot in terms of infrastructure. With this little money the country had. CK from Dansoman sent in this message. Take us home now.
I appreciate you, Kwame. This invasion of Cape Coast on Saturday by the NPP to just go and read this manifesto to nowhere. I don't know how come it took up so much time. On Saturday when the glorious CPP were doing our little our Congress, National Delegates Congress, we didn't get any airtime on the national TV because
you didn't buy it.
The MPP just, because they are rich, they are flooded with money.
Some media houses reported.
But we are talking about the state, a GBC that Ghana CPP built. You understand?
But if you had your money, you could have gotten GBC.
That's the issue, Kwame, and that's why we are saying MPP. But they are never satisfied.
But the court has given a decision on that matter. Has ruled on that matter.
Okay.
MPP versus GBC. Yeah, because I remember at the time. No, hold on. At the time, NPP at the time, led by Akufo-Addo and his friends, raised the issue about not being able to have access to GBC, and that GBC was only for the NDC.
Sure.
And that they were not able to have access and also give a different opinion to. And at the time, I think it was on the budget. It was on the budget, economy, and things like that, to have a contrary opinion to that of government. So the court ruled that GBC is a state-owned. So once somebody has their money, they should be given equal access. That's why you didn't have money.
Sure. So it's a money issue.
Part of your publicity committee.
Which one for
the election?
The election. CPP. Yeah,
No, find out. You find out.
Sure.
No, but the point I want to make is this. If I understand him very well, the same publicity that the NDC, the NPP, that is major political parties, get with broadcasting or telecasting of their congresses.
Precisely.
They also deserve it.
Yes.
We can also say that because it coincided with the MPP and then the president who take precedence in everything will be at the manifesto launch, so they would choose to show that. But today GBC has multiple channels. I was expecting that in line with that they will use one channel to also telecast this program for life.
What is
because it is constitutional. It is constitutional. It is in the constitution. Chapter 7 of our constitution clearly stipulates that you should give fairness to all political parties.
And there's even a court decision on that matter. But the point is also that it's because we have limited our political conversations to only 2 political parties, and that narrative must change.
And that
is what he's talking about.
But they also must be seen to be actively involved.
Thank you for that. They should be seen to be.
People should be seen to be actively involved in the process.
Survival of a political party for 57 years. You say how many? You say you're actively involved. We have been around that the parties. Do you know what it takes to run a political party?
That's the whole point.
Are they serious about running?
Have survived for up to now. That's the seriousness. Have you been serious? only party is
no, that is why we are here.
So what you are running?
Yes,
What you are running now is your political party.
Well, Kwame, you take note. No, Kwame, take note that when the
Well, that is another question for you.
No, you see, let's all right, I will stay on point. Kwame, it's my time. Let me hold on a moment. Thank you for your support, which is not sought. Thank you. Kwame, agric. I'll focus on the agric for the most part in this because of the time constraint. Kwame, you see the land tenure system that other panelists have been talking about is a no problem when you look at it from the CPP approach.
Okay,
you understand? All that needs to be done. Okay, with regards to the agric sector, is for the government to acquire the land in blocks, so that they solve the land tenure issues with the landowners and the families, and then they can release it to investors and the youth. Okay, this is what we used to do in the 1960s when the Convention People's Party was in power. Okay, so I'll say this, and I'm reading from Third World to First World by One Touch. And please, I published this book. I co-authored this book with Engineer Robert Wood. So it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. This is an accumulation of our thoughts. These are my thoughts. So I'm reading it so that you know how the CPP we've been thinking. We of the Nkrumah ilk. He says, in consonance with the fact that agriculture is the backbone of Ghana's economy, which we realized long ago, President Nkrumah and the CPP adopted a comprehensive strategy for its development. Okay, the program covered the establishment of commercial crop plantations such as oil palm, coconut, tobacco, kenaf. Kenaf is used to make jute bags, Coca-Cola, para-rubber, cotton, sugarcane, etc. Okay, so we come down to the issue facing us today, and then we see that one key impediment to this so-called planting for food and jobs, because you see land tenure, the acquisition of the land for you to use for your planting for food and jobs strategy, it's very difficult for you to get that land. Okay, so we in the Convention People's Party, we were looking at the issue of the state farms. You understand? As we've been saying, we don't have a problem with the private sector being as a part of growing the economy. Indeed, during the days of when the CPP was in power in the 1960s, remember that the Minister of Finance at the time, Ghana's first Minister of Finance, Mr. Komla Bedema, he had the biggest poultry farm in West Africa, and it was his private enterprise. You understand? So we have been always supporting private enterprise, but we understand that today, the parameters of wealth creation, the parameters of good agriculture, among other things, is that the youth should have the knowledge, the technology, and the finance to be able to do a good farm. Now, I'm saying to you, the youth man, and the CPP, we are only talking to the youth primarily. You finished school 4 years ago. Now you're about to finish SHS under the Kufuado, and he says go and do a farm. Where? Has he given you the land? Do you have the knowledge to do the farm? Do you have the finance? Can you afford machinery? You understand? They will tell you that free fertilizer. The fertilizer is not free. I'm a farmer. You have to pay for it. It's not cheap. You understand? And then they will talk about the technology of farming. They do not have the finance to pay for the stuff they need, including the technology. And I'm not talking about the cutlass. You cannot do any serious farming in the 21st century with a cutlass from the MPP.
Also when the banks that are engaging.
Have been collapsed. So the finance.
Give you
the financing. So what we are saying is that we want the government to take the lead so that they can employ a mass of these people. Look, my fellow Ghanaians, I think you should take note of the reality that the NPP and the NDC, for that matter, do not realize that this country is in a jobs crisis. The president and his party, seems to me that they do not realize that the country is in a jobs crisis. And so I asked myself, how come that the president does not seem to be aware that there is a job crisis? And then I asked myself, is it because the president has such a very good job and the people around him have such very good jobs? When no, I'm not being petty. I'm telling you that in 4 years ago, President Akufo-Addo did not have a job. You understand? He was going around the country looking for a job. We have given the president a job. No. Listen. The president is the servant of the people. He is the servant of the people. So he should give us a job. We gave him a job. It is only fair that President Akufo-Addo should reciprocate President Akufo-Addo, how come that it is only you and your friends who are already rich, who have jobs? I'm talking about Mr. Peter McMenu, Mr. Osafo Mafo, the Minister of Science and Technology. I'm talking about his deputy, Patricia, my cousin. All of these people are fantastically well-to-do people. The president came into office and he's created jobs for already rich people.
Mujib doesn't want to
you understand?
hear
And the young people who don't have jobs in Ghana, they don't have jobs. And when you talk about it, you say it's petty. Because you're in the MPP and they have been giving you salad, you understand, and coupon, you don't buy petrol. So you think that it is easy for everybody in Ghana. We will not stop talking about the fact that President Akufo-Addo is not able to create jobs, except for the people around him. Like Nana Bedi Etuo, Mr. Osafo Mafo, Frema Opariado, and all his friends, you know.
Dankuma the daughter.
Dankuma, has he gotten a job from the president? But of course, if you know, so our point is, and we'll never stop talking about it. The president cannot dodge this bullet. We refuse to let him hide from the fact that he's not able to create jobs.
Okay.
Now, if you're a youth man, what we are saying is that the president has not been able to create jobs in Agric because, you know, they are comfortable too much. They don't see your pain. I keep on telling you, do you think that President Akufo-Addo, he sees your suffering? When you use 5 cedis to eat banku the whole day. President Akufo-Addo, I don't know if he even has eaten banku 5 cedis
all right,
before. No, let me just land. Hey. So we are just saying that, you see, now Bujid says that tree planting exercise. You understand? We are talking about Agric. And we use somebody who has finished his master's degree to go and plant a tree. And when we complain, you say that, oh, it is a job. You see, when the CPP was in government, we used 2,000 people to plant a 22,000 acre rubber plantation. And that's why I'm saying that, okay, you say you are planting trees. What trees have you planted? Tell us the kind of trees you have planted.
And where?
Is it a frangipani tree or is it a family tree where all the branches of the family tree have jobs, but the people in the country don't have jobs? These are important issues. The people of this country need to understand. Convention People's Party, we have arrived. We are back on the stage. We are going to take our rightful place. We are the party of work and happiness. We have an astute new general secretary. We have an astute new leader, chairman. You understand? And we want to put the Ghanaian youth into a good job. Not that you finished master's degree.
All right.
And Kwame, in conclusion. That's in conclusion. One key item, Kwame, is that the reason why the Agric in this country is not prospering the way it is because this country, we do not have an advanced machine tool center. An advanced machine tool center will enable us to make the intermediary machinery that will enable our farmers to agro-process at the farm gate. You understand? An advanced machine tool store, it costs $25 million. And it can change. Kwame, when you have an advanced machine tool center, even car spare parts can be made right here in Ghana. You understand? Now, it costs $25 million. And remember, yeah, Kwame, the advanced machine tool center costs $25 million. And then the NPP, they couldn't build one. But instead, they gave $24 million to one of their people to build a hotel. Can you imagine? Ghana is looking for an advanced machine tool center to produce intermediary agric machinery for farmers at the farm gate across the country. And the NPP, they're spending their money, $24 million to build a luxury hotel at Cantonments for the bourgeoisie people. How many Ghanaians can go and sleep at that? How many Ghanaians have even come to Accra before? Not to talk about going to sleep in a 17-star hotel at Cantonments. So they give $24 million to somebody to build a hotel. When the people of Ghana, the youth of Ghana, need an advanced machine tool center that can create equipment that we can use to do serious farming.
Thank you very much.
And they say go and farm with a cutlass. If you don't vote for the CPP this December, then you lose God.
Thank you.
Nana Akufo-Addo bye in advance. Oh, we are going to vote him out.
So what did you say?
Nana Akufo-Addo bye in advance.
Why are you singing? You want to sing a song? Okay, sing.
The song I'll sing for Nana Akufo-Addo and the NDC is this. Ghana peoples, make you wake up and fight for your land. We no go sit down, make them cheaters every day. No, we no go sit down, make them cheaters every day. There be that. The CPP has come. Say CPP. Where's my flag?
Arise,
say
CPP youth for your country.
The CPP is the way forward.
The nation demands your devote.
Now, would you sing for Ghana?
Let us all unite
and hold and make and great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building motherland.
Thank you very much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. My name is Kwame Owusu Danso. This has been Good Morning Africa show. I'm super excited. Thank you very much, Soprano. Thank you, Mujib. Thank you very much, Alaji. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. My name is Kwame Owusu Danso. A big thank you to all those who watched that on social media and all those who sent in their messages. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Salute.